So we developed this academic quality and curriculum platform. So what are we trying to solve here? What are the main challenges we're trying to solve? There are two challenges. The first one is industry collaborations in course development. We know this is very critical. It ensures that the curriculum is aligned with the industry needs in terms of skills, knowledge, competencies. But expert people in the industry are busy. They have demanding schedule that makes course development difficult and time consuming. So how we can approach this issue? We thought of multi-level process. The first one, we deployed an AI agent that act as industry expert in the area of that course. So if you had a course about programming, the agent of programming takes place. If it is business, strategic planning, whatever, that agent will take place. So this agent get the course syllabi from the faculty, and it goes through its details, starting from the course description and learning outcome. It looks at the learning outcome carefully to make sure they cover the knowledge, skills, and competencies required by the industry. This suggests changes and modification to ensure that alignment and give a nice report on the learning outcome and what need to be done to make sure they are really meeting the requirement and the standard of the industry. Then it gets into content, the topics of the course, and find any gaps there and suggest how to bridge those gaps, suggest details of that, either through case study, which industry case study, to get the student to understand how that course content is applied in the industry. What is the type of problems they face? What type of technology solution are in place? And how to deal with these challenges. So it suggests a number of case studies on that area. Then it suggests also topics to bridge the course and look at something around 10 hours of industry content to be used in the course. Then it looks at the industry certification. What are those industry certification that can be aligned with this course learning outcome? And then provide details on those. Then look at companies in the UAE that mostly using this technology, or where this technology or this knowledge, skills, competencies of this course applied the most to do, and provide a recommendation to how we can partner with them, either through co-teaching or content development or internship or capstone project or things that help in that area. And then provide insight and recommendation to the faculty. So this is AI agent doing this work as a preparation to support the industry expert. We're not eliminating the industry expert here, which is very important to go back to them. Then the next step, the faculty can go to the system, which and report generated by the AI, and nominate industry expert. Add the name, the company, the title, the email, the phone number, whatever details available and required, and the industry expert will get a notification of that. He or she will be able to see the original course syllabi, will be able to see the AI recommendation and work, and then he or she can now add feedback and recommendation and additional insight to verify the industry, or add to verify the AI, or add his or her own knowledge based on the experience. This comes back to the faculty and summarize again using AI, and then take actions on reflecting this into the course. Also, the industry faculty can upload content. For example, there is a manual being used there or a standard being followed in the industry. The industry faculty can upload it if they want, and they have the right to do that. So that's the first one. We will go through this one, then we'll come back to the other challenge, which the exam moderation, and the fact that faculty are busy and sometimes people sensitive about it, they don't want to bother their friends. So how we can get AI to support that as well. Again, AI is here supporting. So let's get into the first one. So what we do here, we just go and log in. And once faculty logged in, I'm logging as administrator, so I have admin here as well. Now we'll go to the course syllabi review, hoping that we will get industry input. So when you come here and click on it, what you can do, you can create a new review. You add the course code, course name, and then you upload. The learning outcome are optional because it can be extracted from the course syllabi, and you just upload the course syllabi. Once you do that, it will appear here, and it will appear like being analyzed. Once it's completed, you get this report, and let's look at the report. So this is the report. This course about hazardous materials. So it gives a little executive summary. The course syllabi provides solid foundation for understanding hazardous material management, but requires enhancement to align with industry standards and practical application. By incorporating real-world case studies, industry certification, and emerging technologies, the course can better prepare students for successful career in UAE evolving market. Then it gets into the learning outcome. This course has 8 learning outcomes, and it goes through it and suggests modification for it. So the learning outcomes are good, foundations good, but these are the suggestions. Revised CLO to use action verbs such as analyze, design, and implement to reflect industry expectation. For example, change CLO2, which says now understand the dangers of humans and environment in hazardous incident. So it say here, change that one to analyze the dangers to human and environment. Yes, analyze is a higher level, and if you analyze, you will understand. Of course, yeah, assuming that. And then incorporate industry relevant tools and methodologies such as the use of software for risk management and incident reporting that are commonly used in the UAE companies. This is important because it's used in the companies. And ensure measurable outcomes by specifying deliverables such as develop a comprehensive risk management plan for specific hazardous materials incident to align with the job requirement. So make it more measurable. So that feedback on the course syllabi, and it looks really good to me. I'm not expert in this area, but from learning outcome, writing, and methodologies, it sounds perfect. But need the expert to decide. Now this is the industry feedback. The course syllabi for hazardous material is well structured and course essential, and you can read there about the CLO requires some adjustment. These are the recommended industry presentation. Either the industry comes and present it to the student, or faculty get this knowledge and do the presentation to do. But these are important because they give industry case studies. So this is the first one, emergency response in hazardous materials spills. And here looking at some specific things in the UAE, a recent chemical spill incident in UAE industrial zone and the response by local emergency service. And this can be done by Abu Dhabi Civil Defense because they are fully aware of this one. And that case study will be beneficial to the student, of course. And these are the learning outcomes for this exercise, and these are the course learning outcome aligned to that presentation or case study. And these are the topics to be covered and tools to be included or demonstrated and practical examples. And this is how you assess it by Q&A session and reflections on learning protocols, on learn protocols. Okay, and then this is another one, regulatory compliance with hazardous material, and here they're looking at Dubai municipality to analyze recent regulatory changes in the UAE and their impact on local businesses. It's a very good one in my opinion. And this is one here, and this is allocated hours for that to be included. Okay, so these are the case studies. Can do one or two or three of them. It depends now on the faculty time they have allocated for it and the industry expert value of each one of it. What are the missing industry topics from this course? Emerging technologies in hazardous material management. It seems not covered with that one, so there are 2 hours we should do to cover that, and this is why it's important to do. And these are the relevant certification. Certified hazardous material manager, and there's some description of this and alignment of this certification, and there's another certification as well, and these are the providers of this certification. Of course, you can get into, you dig in more details on that if required. And these are the companies that can support this course, and if the faculty build bridge between some industry people in these companies, then that will help getting support. Like ADNOC is very critical, Dubai municipality, and the Emirates National Oil Company, ENOC, in Dubai. And these are key recommendations, and there are 2 key recommendations: integrating more practical hands-on learning experience that reflect real-world scenarios, and collaborate with industry partners to ensure the curriculum stays updated with current practice and technology. I just want in it more details because it's important. Now here comes bringing actual industry experts. So the faculty can come here and add the details of that industry expert that whom he or she already communicated with them. They agreed they will be part of this project, and they will support us. We can give some affiliation for those industry experts if needed. Basically, you add these details, and once you add the details, you will get a message somewhere here, send a message. A message goes to the industry person who will be able to visit the course. They get a link and email on this one, and I can show you how I can add one. Well, let me add myself again, Hamad Odabi 2. This is another Hamad, and title VC, for example, company ADU, and then email hamad.odabi@adu.ac.ae, and then this is my phone number. Very nice phone number. So I'm added there now. Now when added, I can, when I'm ready, and that I can just click here, and email will go to Hamad, who is from the industry, will get a link like this is the link came just now. Then you click on the link. Now I'm the industry person. What I can do, I can read all this. I can look at the course syllabi, which here and then I can go through all these recommended things. I have a section here that expandable. I can fill everything I want. I can add upload document. Okay, this is saying test. I'm not going to test. Even test is wrong, spelled wrong. Okay. Then you can upload whatever content you want to upload here. This is you can upload. Maybe there's a manual that he wanted or she want, and submit it. And once it's submitted, it will appear for the, when you get here into the report, you will see at the end the feedback provided. So this is the recent one I provided. Useless feedback I added, but the industry will add a proper feedback, will upload the right documents needed. So this process now prepare content for industry. The AI has wealth of knowledge and has lots of experience and practices there. So it comes with a solid starting point that goes to the industry person who will read and add his or her own additional content. We have also a system that can make phone call to the industry expert and engage with them in a discussion, which we'll consider if we can add it later. Okay. So that's the system that help with incorporating industry practices, knowledge, skills into the course and taking this cycle. If we go back to the other one, which is the moderation. So the moderation, we know the course moderation or pre-exam moderation is also time consuming because faculty are busy with lots of work. They get multiple moderation to do during the exam or before the exam period, and they have to do their grading, they have to do teaching and so on. So some of them do not take it at the level they need to do, and sometimes the one who moderating maybe is not more experienced than the one who actually wrote the exam, and challenges in that area. So how we can get things better? So we thought we get an AI agent again that the faculty upload to it an exam, and then it will use the moderation criteria that we have and forms to moderate the exam and provide insight about the exam. And then that will include time it requires, the learning outcome coverage, language, clarity, the rubric, the model answers, and so many things. We'll look at an example in a minute. And then after that, we can take it to faculty to look at it and give us his or her insight and support. Now, in futures, maybe we don't need every course to go to the faculty to moderate. We can select courses based on maybe passing grade, grade distribution, courses with so many A's or so many F's, for example, need to be moderated, or maybe how critical that course to the progressions of the student, or any other incident that many faculty teaching this course and grade distribution among those faculty are not aligned. So we find those important criteria that guide us to select those that goes to the next step, to just reduce the faculty load and be more efficient, because the AI can be used by the faculty, upload the exam, get feedback, read the exam, modify it and make changes based on AI, upload it to AI again, so the faculty can go through multiple iterations with the AI to get the feedback and make adjustment. When it goes to the next level, it should be in a good place, on a good quality and level. So this is how we do that. Let's go back again. I'll show you an example of an exam. We will select an exam. Hopefully I'll find it. this computer is different. Yeah, here are some exams already, and maybe we should look at them directly. So here is a course CSA 202. I put my exam, which I did in 2023 in a spring semester that time, and this was moderated by one of our faculty. He was very nice to me. He thought he's the VC. I cannot say to him, your exam is not really at the level it should be, and you need to fix this and fix that. But AI didn't care that I am the VC or who I am. It just went through and gave me feedback. And let's see the report we get here. So the report overall my exam scored 75 out of 100 in terms of covering the requirement in the moderation. In the CLO alignment, achieved 83. I didn't cover all the learning outcome at the same depth, and we'll see breakdown with this later. Clarity of the exam 70. English as a second language is 65. That's the thing. And I have a rubric, I have a model answer, the key answers there. So here are the details. These are the three main components. Let's look at the foundations. Clarity and grammar. The assessment guidelines contains some ambiguous phrases and grammatical error that may confuse students. It's something need to be fixed. And here is examples. The instructions for the exam are not clearly stated, leading to a potential misunderstanding. And some sentences are overly complex and could be simplified for better comprehension. That's one here. Now, in terms of English for the second language, this example say hit the ground running. That could maybe not be understood by the student, and there are lots of technical jargon into this because it's a technical course. And then in terms of academic honesty, I have statements there, but I was not very clear on that. And in time frame, there are some questions. The time frame of the assessment seems adequate, but some student may require additional time for complex problem. And he's saying that the exam is set for 2 hours, which may be tight for student. They might struggle with that exam. Most of them usually takes them the whole 2 hours to finish it because lots of coding in this one. Assessment weight, the weight of the question doesn't align well with the complexity of the task required. So some questions worth 10 points require significant more efforts than other worth the same amount. And that's something I should have looked at it, and that's 70. Now, in terms of the learning outcome, here are all the learning outcomes that I said this exam should target, and it gives me assessment on everyone. CLO 1, I covered it very well, and that question 1 did it very well, and the CLO is well addressed. Question 2 is well addressed. CLO 3 is partially addressed here, and 4 is okay, 5 is okay, but 6 is not covered. 6 is a UML design and sort of design. I thought that takes more time and should be done in a project, not in an exam, but that's not covered, and that's something now I know. And the rubric and others have been done, and these are the recommendation for me to do. So with this now, we have a good solid ground for the next level of review if we want to go. But also me, again, I can go back and re-upload, fix those issues, and then I can re-upload another exams. After I fix it, I re-upload it and get a new score. And so on. I can do this multiple times until I get the best score for the exam to go. and it's a learning. Now I know where are the issues to do. So these are the two main challenges we're trying to address using this system. So of course we'll add other things later to this. This is in addition to another system we have for developing the exams. We call it edu exam. If that being used, less challenges will come in the moderation, because there you have AI to support you, write the questions, look at the timing, look at the alignment of learning outcome, and look at many things. So when you come to this level, your exam is in a good ground. But for now, we need to use this one. So these are the main two things in the system, and it has these different features. So I just wanted to introduce it to you, and we will be discussing it in our weekly 1 hour session. And we'll discuss it also with the deans, with everyone, to make sure we improve it to achieve what we want to achieve at the end, which is the quality of our courses in terms of content, their alignment to the industry, and quality of our assessment to ensure students who come out from the course have the required knowledge, skills, and competencies for that. So thank you, and I hope this was useful.